It will not apply to the inner line areas notified under the Bengal Eastern Frontiers Regulation, that is 1873. Light and air to exist in the world similarly to subsets in the society, a person needs citizenship. Whenever the parliament, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, they go with, it is called bill. The minute approval is taken by the president, it becomes an act. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students. Now in this session, we're going to learn something more about the constitutional institutions and the citizen role. Now here, when we go with the citizen role, let's understand what are the concepts we have. The introduction to citizens, when we go with it, who are the people called citizens? First is a big question. Right? A citizen of a country. What is the real meaning of the citizens? Now, please do understand, it's always a question to everybody. Will I be called as a citizen of India only after I attain the age of 18? Or the minute I'm born in India, am I a citizen of that country called India? So many of us always have a dilemma saying that, say example, my dad and my mom, they are Indians, but they are in Finland and I am born in Finland. So am I a citizen of India or am I a citizen of Finland? So all these questions I'm going to clarify you here in this session. So please do watch this session completely. So first one, a plant need water. Say I'm giving you a simple examples. Light and air to exist in the world similarly to subsets in the society, a person needs citizenship. So that means, see how the comparison is, right? We are comparing citizenship with what? Water, which a plant need, the light and air so that we can live in the world, and similarly to subsets in the society, a person needs what? Citizenship. So citizenship means membership in a nation. Every country in the world gives citizenship to the people who lived within the nation's territory. Citizens of India can enjoy single citizenship because we have something called Union of India. We are not united by states, Union of States. They are full member of India and owe allegiance to it. Indian citizens can enjoy all political and social rights noted in the Constitution of India. The fundamental rights in the Part 3 of the Indian Constitution deals with citizens, right? The citizens also have certain duties. We call it as the fundamental duties in the Article 51A. To perform for the nation mentioned in Article 51A of the Constitution of India. So this is what the introduction part is. Next we have CAA. You can get this for a 5 marks question or a 10 marks question. The Citizenship Amendment Act, commonly known as CAA. The Parliament passed the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, which received the President assent to become an act. Earlier, whenever the Parliament, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, they go with, it is called bill. The minute approval is taken by the President, it becomes an act. The Citizenship Act 2019 seeks to amend the Citizenship Act 1955. 1955, we had Citizenship Act, it is now revised. Our Citizenship Act 1955 provides various ways in which citizenship may be acquired. It provides for citizenship by birth. By birth, you get the citizenship. Descent registration, you register, you will get a citizenship. Naturalization and by incorporation of the territory into India, then also you will get citizenship. And illegal migrants is prohibited from acquiring Indian citizenship. Now somebody comes from somewhere and they stay illegally. Now they can't get citizenship. An illegal migrant is a foreigner who either enters India illegally, that is without valid travel documents like a visa and passport, or enters India legally but stays beyond the time period permitted in the travel document. So it is again what? Illegal. They are called foreigners and not Indians. The bill amends the act to provide that the Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsi and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan who entered India on or before the 31st of December 2014 will not be treated as illegal migrants. That is what the bill says. In order to get this benefit, they must have also been exempted from the Foreigners Act 1946 and by the passport entry into the India Act 1920 by the central government. Next is the 1920 Act, which mandates foreigners to carry passport, while the 1946 Act regulates the entry and departure of foreigners in India, is also spoken in CAA. That is what it is. Now here, applicability of the amended act. What are the applicability? These provisions on citizens for illegal migrants will not apply to tribal areas as Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura, including the 6th schedule to the constitution. These tribal areas include Karbi Anglong, that is in Assam, Garo Hills, Meghalaya, a beautiful place actually, you people should watch it, Chakma district in Mizoram, and Tripura tribal areas and the districts. It will not apply to the inner line areas notified under the Bengal Eastern Frontiers Regulation, that is 1873. In these areas, visits by Indians are regulated through the inner line permits. Next here, the same way, if you go with it, they have given it very briefly that what should be done and what should not be done. The Rights to the Information Act, we call it as the Right to Information. So, Right to Information Act, what it says, again it can be a 5 marks question. The Right to Information Act 2005 provides the procedure by which public can make requests for information held by the public authority. It also provides for the setup of information commissions to deal with complaints and appeals arising in the information system. The Act provides for the openness of the government and the governmental activities and to publish regular information. Any information you want from the government should give. That is what the RTI Act is very famous of, 2005, if you go with it. But after the 2019 onwards, if you go with it, any application given on the basis of RTI, majority is being rejected is what the media says, but we need to understand why media is saying that. So that is a big question, right? The key concept first is transparency and accountability will happen. The right of any citizen to know what is the information. The obligation of public authority, they should give, it's their duty, it should be transparent. Responsibility on all section of life, citizens, NGOs and medias. See, the media, they are the people who have a lot of responsibility in collecting the true data. The RTI Act has paved way for information, that is informed citizen and citizenry, which would strengthen the democratic government of India. See, we vote, we elect our government. We should know about whether they are doing good or bad, right? So that's why RTI is a must. Civil society, you can get a MCQ question with this. Civil society includes all private organizations of the people, press, professional association of the people, human rights groups and organization, that is voluntary social services organization, in fact all NGO working in society. In other words, civil society refers to effective presence of non-governmental autonomous group and association, business groups, interest group, trade union, voluntary social service organization. They are called the civil society. They will have a kind of objective, that is to uphold the government, to uphold the country, to uphold the people. They have their own perspectives and their own objectives to do something for the society. That is what the civil society does. Features: it consists of non-governmental, it is voluntarily done, is it different from both state and the society. However, neither opposed to state nor to society. On the contrary, it works as a supplementary to each of the two, that is central as well as state. Features: now when we go with these features of civil society: democratic system constituted by the well organized and active presence. Both liberalism and Marxism accepts and advocates the role of civil society, but each conceptualize it in the different way. They always are for the public. That is what they are. Educational policy: now we have 2020. We had something called NEP, National Education Policy. Now in Karnataka, we have one more, that is SEP, that is State Education Policy. Since the country's independence in 1947, the Indian government sponsored a variety of programs to address the problems of illiteracy in both rural and urban India. There was this person called Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. Hats off to him. We all need to praise him the way he did. He was the first education minister of independent India. He gave the kind of education system which at that point of a time was needed, and he also gave a kind of a thing saying that we need to always update the minute we are growing. That is what Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad said. So the Union government established the University Education Commission in 1948 and 49. The Secondary Education Commission was started in 1952 and 53 after independence. Both are there. 1948 to 49, 1952 to 53. That is after election. That is Universities Grant Commission. That is UGC. University Grant Commission. And Kothari Commission. That is 1964 and 66. Kothari Commission was there, and they started to go with making more institutions for education. In 1968, based on the report and recommendation of the Kothari Commission, the government headed by the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi announced the first national policy on education, that is NEP, National Education Policy, 1968. So here the policy called for fulfilling compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 as stipulated by the Constitution of India, and specialized training and qualification of teachers were given in 1968. The same way, 1986 also it happened. The government led by Rajiv Gandhi introduced the new education policy, that is again National Education Policy of 1986. The new policy called for special emphasis on the removal of disparity and equalized education opportunity, that is especially for Indian women, scheduled tribe, scheduled caste and the communities. So there was so many disparity then, and he reduced it in this policy of 1986. To achieve such a social integration, the policy called for expanding scholarship, adult education, recruiting more teachers from the scheduled caste, incentives for poor families to send their children to schools regularly, development of new institutions, and providing housing and services were given. Next is 2020, which is the latest one. Now that is National Education Policy 2020. You can go and check in the Google saying that Abhilash Chandra NEP 2020. I have written article regarding the same. Please do check that. In 2019, the then Minister of Human Resource Development and now the Ministry of Education released a draft new education policy 2019, which was followed by a number of public consultation. It also talks about a revision of the curriculum and pedagogical structure from 10+2 system to a 5+3+3+4 system, designed in an effort to optimize learning for students based on cognitive development of children. Students will spend 5 years in the foundational stage. So that is, say, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So 5 is the foundation. 3 years under the preparatory stage, that is a 3-year preparatory stage, now foundation stage. 3 years of learning in the middle stage, this is the middle stage, plus. And finally 4 years in the secondary stage, plus secondary stage. Now what will happen is, it's a complete impact will happen to that child if he or she continues with 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is the NEP of 2020. Next, a student has a human resource, right? They are the real human resource. See, the way human resource is the scarcest resource in any of the organization, here also people, they are very, very important when it comes to developing any country or to make a country developed. So nation for its existence basically need food, cloth and shelter. Recently we have come to know that there is something left behind which is to be considered, that is human resource. Every student must become a human resource to strengthen society and nation. Let us see the northeastern countries which had turned into human resource countries. Now please do understand, if we develop to the greatest efficiency what we can, then definitely one day India will be a developed nation. So your invigilator of society, students are what? Invigilator. Now how? Student must invigilate his environment. He must be active in every field. He should be participate in political also. That is always she/he. According to Plato, education should be given up to 25 years at the elementary level and up to 35 years at the higher level. This is the curve mental malady by the mental medicine. That is what he says. If a student does not participate in every field, it will be turned into a river which has no flow. It will be the house for algae, frog and formidable insects, is what he says. That's why we should be what? The invigilators of the society. Next here we have student has a man of erudition. Now student, they should have a standard, right? Should get erudition through discipline. He should be helpful to the nation. He is one who can learn, challenge and achieve. A student must be a man of action rather than a dreamer. A student is young soldier who safeguards his nation. That is what he should be. He should be holistically developed. Student has selfless person. He should not just think about himself. He should think about the nation. A nation become corrupted because of selfishness. There is no justice without graft. This should be revoked. For every innovation, real person behind it should be honored. A student must be selfless and teach and lead other students. This form of group which can lead to a better society, which gives the best nation. See, once a person who is corrupt was a student, no? So when he was a student, if he would have been a selfless person, he will not take that corrupted money. So any doubt regarding these sessions, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.